Welcome to the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes for day one of the final stage of Q School, where at the end of the day we have two players who have won their spots on the PDC Tour for the next 2 years. And to mix things up, we're going to start things over at the EU branch of Q School in Kalkar in Germany, where it is a Dutchman, Martijn Dracht, who has completed not one but three consecutive comebacks in the quarterfinals, the semi-finals and the final to get his tour card for the first time. Let's show you his route to getting that tour card. So in the quarterfinal, he was 5-3 down to Lucas Wenig, the big German muscly guy. 5-4 down in the semi-final to Mario van der Mahara, surviving a match dart in that one as well, and 5-2 down to Chris Landman in the final. He may have survived a match dart, I'm not sure about that. We might get more information from our man over in Kalkar, but he is a player we have seen on the PDC circuit before. He played the Euro Tour a couple of times last year, actually beat Ricky Evans and Rob Cross at the Baltic Sea Darts Open in Kiel. Now he's going to be competing alongside them and against them week after week on the professional circuit. So let's hear from him, because our man Swiss Phil Brzezinski is in Kalkar and he managed to grab Martijn for a minute.
That was the first day of the final stage here at the European Q School 2024. The first tour card has been awarded. It's going to Martijn Dracht from the Netherlands. Martijn, massive congratulations. How does that sound, Martijn Dracht, PDC tour card holder?
Yeah, very strong days. But the last 3 days is you cannot practice. There's so many good players on here, and today it's a little bit doubles for me, and yes, the final on Chris is unbelievable.
You just mentioned the final there against Chris Lattman, an absolute thriller. It went all the way. You just edged it 6-5, and he had his nose in front, but you kept in there with some great finishes. Would you say that was the key to winning that match?
Yeah, it was the key for the match. Yes, the doubles is for me, and it's very strong on the whole day.
We saw you early in 2023 when you played the European Tour in Kiel. I remember you made it to the last 16 and you had so much fun on the stage. You entertained the crowd, you were having a great time. I'm sure you must be looking forward to many more of those moments.
Yes, it was a fantastic year last year on the Euro Tour. It was so unbelievable, and when you win on the number 5 and a world champ, it's so fantastic.
So 2 years for you now on with the tour card. What are the goals? Is there anything that you'd already tell a goal?
Yeah, I shall see. It was very. I started on here, and before was very strong, and for a couple of many on days. I'm very not so good on myself. I could not so feeling, and I started yesterday, and I come out, and today is unbelievable.
Hey, Martijn, massive congratulations,
yes.
And enjoy tonight. Have a bit of fun.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, mate.
So a brand new tour card holder in Martijn Dracht of the Netherlands. But of course, there are plenty of players, Chris Landman particularly, who have picked up points in their quest to get their tour card. So let's show you the EU order of merit after day one of Q School. So forget about the first stage of Q School, that doesn't matter, that's just about getting to this stage. This is based purely on today, and this will be updated as this goes on over the next 4 days. So if you win your first round game, no points. A second round game gets you 1 point, and then last 32 it's 2 points, a win of the last 16 it's 3 points, all the way up to 5 points for reaching the final, and that gives us this. Some familiar names in there as well. Labanauskas, Rusty Jake Rodriguez, Lucas Wenig is in there because of his run, all in the provisional spots, but there is a long way to go. 13 tour cards to play for, dished out to the best performers over the 4 days of action. And of course, there is a chance that one of those guys goes and wins one outright and disappears from that list. Everybody else shuffles up. There's so many players in the hunt hoping that happens. But let's turn to matters domestic, because here in Milton Keynes at the Marshall Arena, we have had the final play out in the room just behind us. It was Willie Borland versus Steve Lennon, and it is Scuba Steve who has managed to claim the tour card. Here's how he did it. This is the moment he hit the winning double to claim a 6-4 victory in the final against Willie Borland. Staged a bit of a comeback himself, Steve Lennon, actually winning the last 3 legs of that game. And he's been very, very good all the way through today. This is his route to the final. You can see from the averages, started off with that 102 average, very, very good performance against Leighton Bennett. He has averaged 95 over the whole day. So everything else has been in the 90s, some low, some mid, some high, but a very consistent, decent standard from Steve Lennon. And still, he needed some luck, because in that last 16 game against Matty Dennant, we heard from him earlier in the day, he survived 7 match darts to come through that game. That gave him the chance to go on and win his spot back on the tour. The only reason he lost it, he was 1 spot outside the top 64. Luke Littler, going on that mad run at the World Championship, he shot up into the top 32 in the world. Everybody else goes down 1, and Steve Lennon didn't want to be here, didn't expect to be here. He is here, and he's done exactly what he needed to do. Won the day, got his spot back on the tour. Here he is. Steve Lennon, tour card holder again, or still, whichever it is. How are you feeling?
Really relieved to get through today. Obviously, I didn't want to be here, but getting here and winning on the first day was obviously a dream. So, just glad to be back on the tour.
Well, I know we only spoke 2 hours ago, and that was after you came through a ridiculous game with Matty Dennant where he missed 7 match darts. I did say that might be a good omen for you.
Oh, it wasn't this time, yeah. Yeah, no, I think when he went 4-0, I kind of just thought, like, I have nothing to lose now from here on, so just try and get as many wins and many points as I can.
The standard you've produced today has been good, though, and it's been 90-plus averages all the way through, some either close to a ton or just over as well. You must be very happy with how you've come and performed on what's got to be a stressful environment, hasn't it?
Very stressful, yeah. I think this has taught me I need to change my mindset a bit, because obviously coming in here you feel like you have to win this out to get the tour card, so I had that mindset to just beat everyone in front of me no matter what. So it seemed to work, so I need to bring that form onto the Pro Tour.
With the way that you dropped off the tour, I mean, it felt like the whole world was watching the World Championship, and 99% of them were cheering on Luke Littler to go on and make the final and maybe become world champion. You were probably in the 1%, because him going above you basically cost you your spot on the tour.
Yeah, it was kind of devastated, but then you kind of have to hold your hands up and just say, like, he played some amazing darts, and like what he's doing for darts at the moment is like kind of what Drive to Survive was doing for Formula 1. Like, I think he's playing some serious stuff at the moment, so you can't knock it.
Where's your game at? I mean, we mentioned earlier on, it's not the last 12 months that was the issue, it was the previous 12 months where you couldn't get the results. With the way that you've been playing, the fact you've got your tour card straight back, I think somebody like Martin Schindler did exactly that and went on to even greater heights than he'd reached prior to that. I would imagine you're aiming to do something similar.
Hopefully. Obviously I'm coming into this now not having to defend anything. Obviously I've dropped off back to 0 on like anything for the match play or the Grand Prix, but I think the fact that I don't have to defend anything, maybe be a different mindset, just clean slate and just see what happens, try and play like I did here today.
I mean, had you come here with any thoughts in your mind, what if this doesn't go to plan? Because there have been some amazing players who've come to Q School and not been able to get through, title winners and also, you know, major champions like Ratajski who couldn't get through Q School. I mean, this is your job, this is your life, and something you've been doing for a number of years. I mean, was that always in the back of your mind, or have you just had to banish those thoughts?
It was in the back of my mind when I found out I had to come back here, but then like the last couple of days I had to just like not think about plan B, because otherwise then you'll start getting a bit more jittery towards the finishing line. So no, I'm just delighted to get through.
Well, look, Steve, your career to date has seen you reach ranking finals. It's seen you reach the World Cup of Darts final with Ireland. You must believe that even better days are ahead, though, right?
I can only get better from here, the way I see it. Like, I think I've reached rock bottom, and now it's time to just play my own game now, and hopefully just stay consistent and positive myself. I think that's all that's missing, to be honest.
Congratulations, fresh start, go and achieve your dreams.
Thanks very much.
So congratulations to Steve Lennon, a very, very relieved man, the former World Cup of Darts finalist. Now, he will be putting his feet up for the next few days. Not the case for everybody else here battling out for a tour card. Let's show you the order of merit here in the UK. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory after the opening day. As you can see, Willie Borland right up there on 5 points. Exactly the same rules as over in the EU. And it's a real mix of names as well. We've got the likes of, established names in there, like Willie Borland did a 9-darter at Ali Pali, of course. But Ashley Coleman might be one to keep an eye on. He's a guy who's charting his progress as an aspiring darts professional on YouTube. It is top 10 places that get a card come the end of the 4 days here in Milton Keynes, as opposed to 13 over in Germany. They've got a sort of ratio split on how they dish those up. And again, remember that players who do pick up a load of points in the opening day or two aren't necessarily going to be in that top 10, but they could always win the card outright, disappear, and everybody else shuffles up one. But day one is done here at Q School, and it is a day that has belonged to Martijn Dracht, a brand new tour card holder and a returning tour card holder in the shortest time possible. Scuba Steve.